Hi guys, thank you for joining me with ArtSphere today. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff on my desk, and this is mostly just a lot of sticky marshmallow sticks and marshmallows, which is what we're going to be using today. So what you need for this project is marshmallows. I have regular and I have mini ones, as you can see, and then I also have some toothpicks and some skewer sticks that I'm using to break apart, and then I just have a pair of scissors in case I want to cut any of my sticks in half or my marshmallows. So you don't need mini marshmallows. If you have scissors, you can just cut them. So before we begin, just make sure you have a clear area. This does get really messy with all the marshmallows around. They get very sticky in your hands, so just make sure you're prepared to deal with that. And what we're going to be doing is a more engineering, architectural activity. So this is more of building and exploring designs rather than painting. So it explores more creativity with hands-on things. And this doesn't use colors or anything, but it does help you critically think in your head. So this is a good activity if you're working in groups or in classrooms with friends or against family. It's a really good competitive activity if you want to just compete with whoever is around. You just put on a timer and you just build a tower as high as you possibly can until the timer goes off. So because I'm working alone, I'm just going to be building a simple architectural design that I'm thinking of as we begin. So you guys don't have to follow along. This is purely for your creative thinking minds. All you're going to need is your sticks, and you just have to start building. So I would recommend starting with your foundation. This foundation is just the bottom of the building. It's what holds everything together. So I'm starting with my bare marshmallows, and I'm just going to start with a triangle. So it's really helpful if you think of shapes while you're doing this, because a lot of architecture, like buildings and bridges, are built off of shapes. So if you think about bridges you see or any buildings that you like, think about the shapes that make up that building or design, and think about why the architect wanted to choose that shape or design for the building. What made it stand up, what made it solid, what made the foundation really good. And you also notice that foundations are usually bigger at the bottom, and then they will grow and become smaller at the top, and that's because it's more sturdy if your base is larger. So you might want to start with a larger base. I'm starting with a marshmallow triangle for my base, and I am going to build up from there. So we're going to see what I want to do. It might help if you guys wanted to draw out your architectural plans before you do this, if you wanted to, or if you're like me, you can just wing it. If you're doing this with as a competition, just start your timer with your materials ready and just get ready to go. So marshmallows are very, very flimsy, so when you're building this, you want to just make sure you know how you're going to steady everything. As you can see, everything's getting very sticky, so just be prepared for some mess. This might also be helpful if you work in groups or in teams. It does a lot of team building skills because, as you can see, I'm having a little bit of issues holding up my building as I'm also trying to stick things in at the same time. So it does help a lot if you have someone to work together. And now I'm seeing it's a little bit flimsy, so I might want to pull it together at the top. So I'm going to do one here. It's getting very, very sticky. going to connect these. Oop. A little marshmallow. And then I'm going to do one more here. Connect that one with a little marshmallow. So now I'm noticing that my structure is a little bit flimsy, and it might be because I started out with a triangle rather than a square. So you guys can take that hint from me and maybe start your buildings out with a square foundation. So your foundation, as you can see, is very, very important, because if it's not stable, then it'll just fall like this is. So that's just the basic and most important part you want. You want to make sure everything is even and balanced. So I probably wouldn't win in a competition because mine is already falling, so I might want to start over and use a square base or a rectangle base. So basically, this is all you're doing though. I'm going to stop here before mine completely falls over. If you're doing this in a competition, you could set a timer for 4 or 5 minutes, and then whoever's is tallest and standing, so it can't be like mine and falling down, it has to be standing by itself, and that is the winner. So just make sure you have things to clean up with. My hands are super sticky now. And then if you want to build bridges or you want to build anything else, that is also an awesome, great activity to do. So basically you just want to become as creative and as use all your thinking skills in this, because it takes a lot of balance and concentration to be able to do this, which is why it's really good for those who like to work in architecture or other things like that. So I hope you guys are able to do this and have a better experience than I did and have a better standing structure. So I should probably go back to the basics and redo my foundation. But I hope you guys were able to do this well and have a fun time with it. If you were, please share it with us at #LoveArtSpiritInc, or email us at info@artspirit.org, and we would love to see your creativity and your buildings. We love to see who our architects and engineers are out there, because this is a little bit different than our usual art coloring activities. So this is also for those of you who aren't into coloring as much or painting. This is a good hands-on activity for that. So I hope you guys are doing well and have an awesome day. Thank you.